So I'm trying to clean my home now that the weekend's over and organize everything because it went crazy. And I'm still working on the photos that I've pulled out of storage so I can make photo albums for my children. And as I'm going through, I'm finding photos of myself and their fathers who both have SA'd me. One, while I had an incision from hip to hip that was infected from having my first child from the first father. So he RAPED me, and it wasn't even his child. And he says that that I'm mad and lying to extort him. But the only thing he did was made a mistake and said that he couldn't have kids. And that is BS, because who's going to want to have sex after coming home, the day after coming home, the day of, the moment, walking in the door from having an infected C-section from your first biological relative that you've ever met? You walk in the door after being away from them for 5 days because the white doctors at the Fort McMurray Regional Health Center wouldn't let you have them admitted with you so you could hold them or breastfeed or anything. So this is cruel and unusual punishment. And I kept saying no, and he kept telling me that he wanted to make love to me because he loved me and the baby. Like, come on, this isn't true. Now I've got all these photos of me sitting with him and smiling because my mom and dad forced me. I did not have a choice. So anyone that says I did have a choice can go take their choice and shove it up their rear and go take a hike because they have no idea what they're talking about. And this is what the problem is. People are arrogant and entitled with their opinions and they have no idea what they're talking about. And it's frustrating. But anyways, I've got all these photos, and due to the upbringing I had, I was forced to smile about everything. I was threatened. Come home with a smile on your face. Wear this clown makeup that we put on you in grade 6, and don't come home unless you're smiling and the makeup is on. So I was forced to be humiliated and degraded. So since I had no one of my own ethnicity and I ended up getting pregnant and the father left, the first one, they made me date people at my father's work, and I had to go through them and I had to pick one. And I did I dated them and I put on a smile. So I've got all these photos of things that my parents forced me to do. And now that I'm speaking out about it, everyone's hiding. Well, my parents aren't denying it. One died last year. So he's listening, and God have mercy upon you for all the things that you've said and done to me. And so now I've got all these photos and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with them. Both parents have, the other one, RAPED me when I was passed out. And I woke up and he was inside thrusting me, and it was the most disgusting thing ever. I thought it was gross enough being RAPED, having an incision hip to hip after having a baby with somebody with an infection and telling him no. And that is bad enough. But to wake up and see someone that you love and care about, your father, your children, on top of you, violating you in such a disgusting way, just so they can have an orgasm at the expense of your sovereignty and self-worth. How degrading is that? And this is the life that I have endured. And so I've got all these photos, and my children, they don't talk to me because they believe that I extorted that person. They don't want to believe all the things that have been done to me. And they think that I've ruined the relationship with them and my adoptive family by speaking out of the things that they did, by ruining the relationship with they have with both of the families of the fathers that they have, because I've spoken up about the things, and I keep telling things that are true, and they don't want to have anything to do with it. And that's the world we live in today. It's a white world where colonizers rule, and the people that have fair skin, they are believed over the people with dark skin, and they benefit at our expense. And this is the world that's been created by colonizers. So, I don't know whether to throw these out or keep them, because it shows me how far I've come. But in the same breath, the two of us are in the photos, for all of them, are both parts of my children. And it hurts. At least I can talk about this without crying now, so I know I'm healing. And this is where the power comes in, because the more I speak about the truth, the more powerful I am. And the more I can do it without crying, the more stronger I am, the more healed I am. And while it doesn't change the fact about how I feel inside, about how offensive it was and how degrading and humiliating, entitled It's an entitlement that the Western society has over Indigenous bodies. We go missing and no one knows. We get killed and murdered. You know how many people have been murdered in Fort McMurray and no one is talking about it? You know how many Indigenous people have been murdered and wounded by the police, in the Canadian police, in the past month? This is ongoing and we don't even hear all of it. And so this is all connected. The foster care system, the Europeans that walk around here that benefit from the system that's been designed to exploit the Indigenous and all people of color, and they're benefiting and they're not speaking out against it. So that's like an ice cream truck coming and giving everyone ice cream that is Indigenous, but no one's allowed to have it if they're white. And then the Indigenous people keep eating the ice cream and saying, oh, well, and they enjoy the benefits. But the difference is the ice cream is something that's medicine, and not receiving it is killing people. And so that's what is happening. And the people getting ice cream are harming others. So it's up to us as white people, the white people, I guess us, not us, but you guys, the good white people, it's up to you to speak vocally to make everyone equal. And if you're not actively speaking out about the things that your people are doing, then you're not on our team and you're benefiting at the expense of us. So don't pretend that you're on our side, because you're not. And if you're trying to be Indigenous and keep saying we're all one and all that, then you're not on our side either, because you're not Indigenous. We are. You might be Indigenous to your land, but you've been brought over here. And if you're born here, then that's fine. But you're not still put here by Creator to defend the earth, Mother Earth over here. You were put strategically over on your area. Yes, we're allowed to visit each other, but we're supposed to be peaceful. We're not supposed to be harmful. And we're not supposed to take over and push people out and make them sick and not give them medicine and, take everything that God gave us. Anyone that takes away plant medicine that God created us to heal us and nourish us is working for the opposite team. The government is passing laws so that it makes it illegal for us to use plant medicine. So if you're working for the government and you're on payroll, you're empowering the system that is destroying us, all of us, and you're not on our team. Anyways, that's enough for the soapbox. I love you. Even if you're on the wrong team, I still love you, because you're just handicapped. You don't know what you're doing and you're mentally ill. So I just feel sorry for you. And I'm going to teach everyone that, because there's something mentally wrong with you if you're causing harms to others and yourself. So we just pity you. We're going to pray for you. But we still recognize that you're not on our team, and anyone that's working for the government and on payroll is empowering the oppressor.